Aaron Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey.
We are the Markout Movie Podcasters. I'm happy to be here today. Um, Man, life has been crazy. Brandon, how's your day going?
My day's going okay. Well, kinda. Had a little stomach bug this morning. So I was in the
Oh,
bathroom quite a bit. So
both ends with Brandon, both ends. Uh, let's see. But Brandon did mention uh, a viewer and friend, Brandon, who knows him personally, I know through Facebook, uh, has a prayer request. What is that prayer request, Brandon?
okay, yeah. So my good friend Andy, about 10, 15 minutes ago, reached out to me and asked me to pray for his father-in-law. So I just felt we have a platform here that's bigger. I thought more people that pray, the better. His kidneys are failing, and the doctors have told him that there's nothing they can do. So I just wanted to request prayer for him, and anyone that believes in prayer to pray for him.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and just real quick bow my head and I pray for him just a little bit here. Heavenly Father, I pray for Andy's father-in-law. Lord, I don't know him, but I pray you do. Lord, we pray that you be with his father-in-law, be with his health issues. And Lord, if it's your will, pray that he pulls through. So, Father, ultimately, we pray your will be done. Lord, pray that you comfort the family, give them strength. Let Andy be strong to be able to be there for his wife, to love on her, to have compassion. Uh, Lord, we pray that you just give them the strength that they need to get through this. So Lord, ultimately, we do pray that if it's your will, uh, heal, Lord, because you are a doctor unlike no other doctor. We thank you for all you do. And this we pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not above prayer, man. Prayer is, Christ is king. Um, okay, data plan later. Okay, whatever that is. All right, so something on my iPad popped up. So before we get into, do you want to do what we watch before we get into Nope? Because Nope one I want to be separate. So did you
Separate.
watch? Yeah, separate. So we'll do what we watched. All right. Well, today's episode, by the way, we're going to be discussing Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. But before we get there, let's talk about what we watched. Uh, if you don't mind, I want to start with something I watched. I watched a couple of things, Brandon. Oh man, uh, one I tried to watch Uncharted. I didn't get to watch it. I want to watch it. It started off so great, and I was like, this is thrilling. But I did watch They slash Them uh, with Kevin Bacon. Wow. Oh wow. All right.
Is
So
it wow in a good way or wow in a bad way? Or is it
it
in
could
between?
it's in between, man. I did get some Friday 13 vibes a little bit, but actually, while watching it, I was thinking the whole time, Fish Street, the second chapter, second part, did it better. That's what I. That's what I was thinking. The way while I was watching, I was like, Fish Street was so much better than this. But uh, but Kevin's great. I'm all about some bacon. Kevin's great, and the actors aren't bad in it. It has some weird beats that happen in it, and so I think that it was just eh. So that's my thoughts on they slash them. But I thought that it had some good, interesting stuff, but it was just for me. Next thing I watched uh, was really bad. It's called Carter, and it's on Netflix. It's like a South Korean
Uh,
action film, but it's shot from like a one shot type of thing.
yeah.
And it was just, I was just ready for it to end. Yeah, I was ready for it to end. Uh, and it felt pointless. Um, the other thing I watched, which I actually enjoyed, was The Gray Man. I actually love The Gray Man. I enjoyed it. Uh, uh, Chris Evans is great as a villain, which you pointed out that yeah, we've seen him as a villain before in Knives Out, but he's better villain in this. He's
Yeah,
more, but
and you're like, oh, I forgot he was in that. It's like, what?
I tell you that I haven't seen Knives Out in so long. I totally forgot a lot of stuff about that movie. Um, but um, but yeah, I enjoyed it, man. What did you watch?
What did I watch? Well, I've still been doing the Bond thing. So I got through all the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It started on the 90s. Like, okay, I'll talk a little bit about Timothy Dalton's versions.
What year is that? What's his?
87. The Living Daylights is 1987. The other one he did, don't even remember the name of it. It was 1989. But 1987, the Living Daylights was actually really good. It's like probably my top 5 Bond films. I don't like him as Bond though. It's just a really good action movie. Then and we get to Pierce Brosnan. GoldenEye. Oh man, I literally think that's in my top 10 best action films ever made.
GoldenEye is.
Yeah, I never seen it before. I stay away from Bond. I don't know why. I just never
So
really
you
been into it.
changing your mindset on Bond?
Some of them are pretty good, but there's some that are just meh. You just want it to end. You know, there's a lot of Roger Moore films that they were okay, but I just kind of wanted to
So
get through it.
was it now? Did Sean Connery?
He
Did
started
his
it.
did his Bond like keep you interested? And then
He kept me
the
interested. His
okay,
performances, not so much the story or the Bond villains. Although I will say in Roger Moore's Jaws, yes, my favorite Bond villain of all time is Jaws.
Jaws, is that the guy with the guy that's from Happy Gilmore, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, you have your hit and
And
misses, but
you
Goldeneye.
told me what's name popped up.
Oh
Doctor
yeah,
Loomis, Donald Pleasance.
yeah. He plays basically Doctor Evil. Again, I had no idea that this is sad, but I had no idea that Austin Powers was spoofing Bond. I always thought it was just espionage films, but it makes sense that it'd be just Bond. But yeah,
Okay,
but Famke Janssen is the best Bond girl I've ever seen. She's so psycho. I recommend
okay,
you watch it. It's
I
on Apple.
will. All right. Well, you ready to get into what you watched recently?
Yeah, because that's the only thing I've watched that's
In
new.
other words, nope. Finally, he watched Nope, and Nope. I've, I've, I like this movie. I enjoyed the movie, uh, and it sticks with you. In my opinion, it stuck with me. Where I just kept thinking about it and Jordan Peele has a tendency to make movies that make you think about it. I think that this was like his homage to Spielberg because he's a huge mark for Steven Spielberg. And I felt like a lot of it was like you had some stuff in there that you'd be like, yeah, I can see Spielberg type of things. But Spielberg, nobody Spielberg. Spielberg is Spielberg. Abrams is close, but Spielberg is Spielberg. But I liked it.
Oh, I know you liked it. The way you talk about it, it's like your favorite movie of the year.
This so far it's up there, man.
It's up there. I mean, yeah, I mean, I was glued to the TV, well, not the TV, but I was glued to the big screen in the theater. But there's some things, I was like, it kept my interest. Here's one thing I don't like though, and it's not just him that does this. Other directors do it too. It's like chapters. Quentin Tarantino's bad for it. He'll put chapters, in a movie. It's almost like reading a book, but it's a movie. So I hate that. I just hate that, and I don't know. I just hate it.
So when other directors do that, like a Tarantino, it takes you out of it a little
Yeah,
bit when that happens.
yeah. It slows the process down. I think, like, because you're reading what next chapter is, and then you go to it. But it's just a pet peeve I have. I just hate when directors do that.
Yeah, I think obviously with him, he was just highlighting uh, the creatures.
Yeah,
Like the horses, then Gordy, and then Jean Jacket. So
yeah,
which you know, I liked. So I'm not a big Kiki Palmer fan. I thought Kiki Palmer was pretty good in the movie. Um, I think Daniel Kaluuya, I don't know if I pronounced his name right, was really good in it. I heard people criticize that he doesn't really talk much in it, but I love how stoic he is and but he's very observing.
yeah.
Uh,
He's a quiet man. I
yeah,
I liked his character. He reminded me of a I don't know. He's really a villain, but that guy Javier Bardem in that Coen Brothers
and
movie.
no
The
country
way
for
he
old
was
men.
just quiet, his quietness, it kind of reminded me of that. But I thought he was a great character in the movie. He kept it going. I mean, he's quiet, but you don't need
Mhm.
to talk all like his sister, 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah,
She's
and
so
so,
energetic.
and I noticed that. So the father, like, at one point, she was playing like old audio, like from an old tape
Yeah,
of her father doing the pitch, and he had the business side of it. Like he knew how to take care of the horses, and he knew how to market the business. You know what I'm saying? He knew
yeah,
how to. So he's a combination of both of them, but separate. The kids, one of them has his personality as far as work ethic and know how to take care of the farm and the horses and train them. And she knows the aspect of how to um, sell stuff, sell the business. But yeah, I thought that. But together they they work. I did like Angel. Angel became one of my favorite characters in the movie. Um, People say that Steve Young was wasted. I don't feel like he was wasted. I felt like for his time frame in the movie, I thought he did a great job. What
I'm
was your thought, Steven?
I'm gonna go with the wasted. It felt like he
You
was
thought-
about to. It felt like they were leading him to do some more, something big, and he gets killed off screen. So I kind of felt disappointed by that, but like I had questions about the monkey or the chimpanzee, and I felt like, and I've seen a lot of people say this. They were going back to that, but they never really explain why everything happened. And you had your opinion on that yesterday when we were talking.
Yeah, yeah. I think that the chimp, as far as the chimp, I think that the chimp, he goes off because of the balloon pops, and he just kept going off and kept being primal, and he knocks the hat off of his head, the little party hat, because he's an animal. And that's what in reality, no matter how cute and how nice they dress him up as, he's still looked at as an animal, a primate, a savage. Uh, and and I think that also can relate to socially to like OJ and the other character, like the people at the farm with the ranch. I think that no matter what they do, no matter how much they can do, they're still looked at as less than, like background characters, not even worth anything. But like I said, I just enjoyed it. I love the director, Antlers. I got Quint vibe from him, but also and Donna when I was watching, I'm like, that's the dude from The Crow.
Yeah,
It's like that's the villain from The Crow. I recognized the face. I was like, is that him? Oh, it is him. So that was really cool seeing that guy, and his voice is just so rough and gravelly. It's like he has a great villain voice, but he's not villain. Now, what do you think about his death? Do you feel like that was weird or?
it was odd. It's like he didn't want the footage to be captured, and he sacrificed himself so it wouldn't be. That's what I took from it. I was like, why are you even here? It just some choices they made. I was just like, I
I
don't,
think with
I don't get it. I mean,
I think with his sacrifices, he was watching videos of animals being killed by other animals,
yeah,
but he was looking for the best shot and the shot that he's always had was from a voyeuristic view. He didn't get anything like a POV of it happening, and so he wanted that POV shot. He wanted that shot, and the impossible shot. And the impossible shot for him is to be sucked up by the monster and killed. Kind of like Quint with Jaws with Bruce. Uh, he 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 was going to either kill the shark or shark going to kill him, and it was the latter. The shark killed him, but but yeah, he was willing to die for his truth, I guess. And the same with Antlers or Ant. I think that he was willing to die for his truth. I thought it was weird, but I liked it though. Yeah, I like the movie. I just like the movie, man.
I know you do. You love it. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's just something. I had some questions
I understand. Well,
for quite a bit of it.
we we can go ahead and get to anything else you have before we get to Shang Chi. Shang Chi.
No, no, I'm good.
Shang Chi review. All right, this movie came out in 2021, and it stars Simu Liu as Sean, Shang-Chi, Aquafina as Katie, uh, Tony Shu Wang Yong as Zhu Wenwu, who is the father. He's the real what's that villain's called, the Mandarin.
Yeah, the Mandarin.
Ben Kingsley as Trevor Slattery, uh, Minger Zhang as Zingling, and then you have other people that pop up like Michelle Yeoh, uh, Fala Shin as Lee, uh, Florian Mentenu, who I totally didn't realize until I was watching it the second time, or this time. I'm like, oh, that's Drago's son. It totally didn't dawn on me. I was like, that's Drago's son. But yeah, Drago's son is in this movie. Um, and, and he has, and watching this, and after watching Creed too, and watching this, I'm like, he has, he has. I feel like in Creed 2 he wasn't really utilized too well. Maybe he utilized just, but he has range. Like he has range, man, because he's very comedic in this, like funny, but
Yeah,
like deadly and funny. And I like that. So it was just good to see that. Thinking about those two characters that he played and putting into this individual, I was like, man, he's I can't wait to see what else he does in the future. And then of course we have Wong in this movie again. Yeah,
yeah. A little bit of
you
Wong.
got I like Wong. I'm all about the Wong. It sounds weird. I like Wong.
Yeah,
Um,
when you say it's all about the Wong, it does sound very weird.
you like the Wong too. Don't lie, Brandon.
I don't like the
Uh,
Wong that much.
you like the Wong. You watched 7 on TV with Wong in it last night. This movie.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Are we ready for the numbers?
Yeah, we're ready for
I'm
it.
glad we're getting there. It's got a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. It's got a 4.6 out of 5 on Vudu. 89% like it on Google. It's got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes with an audience score of 98. So it is certified fresh.
Certified. We should create a graphic that pops up. This is certified fresh. Um, but yeah. So this movie, you know what I did notice it, Brandon, until watching it this time. My one criticism was like I felt like it needed more martial arts, but it has plenty of martial arts in it. I didn't realize that like until watching it this time around. I'm like, yeah, there's martial arts throughout it. Like I thought that the end it didn't really have a lot of it because it's more of it. Like when the soul suckers show up, it becomes like more like bow and arrows and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I love just the straight up martial arts, like the fighting each other. I wanted more of that.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy with what we got. Like when it came out originally, when we watched it in theaters, I was blown away by what they were able to accomplish. Because you never seen martial arts in the MCU,
Mm.
really haven't, and so I love that aspect, having martial arts in the MCU, and that's why I love the movie so much because of the martial arts. Big fan of that. But watching it last night, I thought the movie kind of went too fast to get to where they were going. It was just happening really fast. I don't know. I don't know. It just was fast paced. It's 2 hours 12 minutes, but I don't know. Shang Chi. I thought they could have developed his character a little bit more, but for what they did do, it was amazing to watch again. So I mean, I had a lot of fun with it. I love the bus scene though. You know,
Yeah,
that is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. I'm just curious how many shots that took to accomplish all that, because that was amazing. It was like that was awesome.
yeah. And I noticed that his style of kung fu, which he's doing, his father had taught him Wing Chun, but his actual style of kung fu is that Jackie Chan type of kung fu, which I love. Like using your elements,
Yeah,
uh, and I love Jackie made that famous. Although he doesn't really do it to the power that Jackie does. Like Jackie would punch something and then say, "Ow," like it hurt him. Where he wouldn't do it, but he did use a lot of elements. Like he used his jacket at one point. He used the beams. He, used that one guy to walk across them.
yeah.
When there's, you know, at the on top of that building or on the side of the building. But yeah, this was a really strong movie. If I say one character that fell flat for me would be Aquafina's character, Katie.
Yeah.
She's okay. I really didn't really vibe with her, in my opinion. In my opinion.
You didn't vibe with her. I thought she was fun. She's
Okay.
better when she's with him, instead of the others characters. But I like their chemistry together. I thought that they work well together, and they're probably going to ruin it in the sequel. Have a romance between the two, which I feel
I
it,
hope not.
it isn't needed. But
Yeah, they
if
can just be friends. Like
yeah,
literally, they can just be friends, and I'm okay with it. Like they kind of seem like they are like partners in crime. You know what I'm saying? Like they're best friends, the BFFs. But I love how. Also, you know what I like is how his beginning, like when they show him in L.A. like parking cars, it's just like a humble beginning, and it's not like he's a flashy guy. He's like the guy that is careful about things. Like he didn't want to take the car when she wanted to go joyriding. He just kind of like was like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's just relax. And I love his comedy. He's probably one of my favorite um, freshly new introduced characters in the MCU. And I can't wait to see. Actually, I can't wait to see him in more stuff. Uh, you know,
and
and I'm actually saddened that he didn't show up in Doctor Strange too, because I was hoping that's what the ending went to. I remember thinking that, like, oh, he's gonna be in Doctor Strange too, but no, no, we didn't get him.
no, didn't get him. But yeah, I agree with all that. I mean, I would love to see him in more, something else before we get to Shang Chi 2 or the next Avengers film. He's got to pop up in something. I mean,
You think it'd be the next Avengers film? Well, isn't that like
I,
next year?
no, that's like 2024 or 2025.
That's too long, man.
No, he's got to pop up in something, you know. And I don't know. They got so much going on. I don't know how it's all going to develop, but he's got to pop up in something. I mean, you can't wait 3 or 4 years to pop up again. But
What's your What are your thoughts on the powers that is the Ten Rings?
it's the funny thing about this movie, I didn't pay much attention to the Ten Rings. Like, and either time I watched, I've been focused on just the world they created. With this, I think that's the most impressive thing to me is the world they created. The culture that they went with. I love that aspect. But the Ten Rings itself, I mean, it's cool to watch in the action scenes how much power it actually has. I would say my favorite part with the rings is when the father is getting revenge, you know, for his wife's death,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, that's a lot of power right there he's got with those rings. But I felt like he didn't need it as well.
Mm.
Like he could have took them all out easily, but just his martial arts skill. But he wanted them to feel the power.
You want him to feel the power. You mentioned something, and I wanted to bring that back up. You said in talking to me, you said you love how with this phase of the MCU, with the villains, they aren't straight just like villainy, like where you're like, oh, I can't stand them. But the villains so far, other than you mentioned the creeper guy, other than the creeper guy from Black Widow, who's just
Yeah,
a perv. Uh, um, but you mentioned that most of them, though, you understand their motivation of
yeah,
why they are doing what they're doing, and you can't say that you disagree with him. He loved his wife, and he felt like part of himself died when she died, and if there's even a slight chance that she's behind that wall, he's gonna do what he can to get her. And so you understand his motivation, and I can't fault the guy for that. You know?
yeah. He has a very interesting story because before her, he was a straight up villain. You know, he killed people for that power, and he met her. He changed. He changed for love, and he loses love. He goes back to that, but 10 times worse. Really, I mean, so I really love the story arc with him, and I thought it was I thought it was beautiful how they played the story out with him. That
Hmm.
wanted to reconnect with her. He thought she was talking to him, and so that's why he was doing. He was doing it. Yeah, you can understand that. You can relate to it. You can sympathize with it. You hope you don't. Obviously, you feel that he's probably it's not true, but you can sympathize with him, and you hope it is true. You hope he gets to reconnect with his wife.
Yeah,
Process. I mean, but in your heart it's not going to happen. It's just evil. It's what is it exactly called?
uh,
It was it looked like
uh,
a big
she
dragon.
they call it the giant soul sucker, or they call it the mega soul sucker. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna call it the mega soul sucker. It's like it's like a dragon, but ugly dragon. I don't know. And speaking of people, that's not speaking of any. This is not a good segue. I'm segueing anyway. Ben Kingsley was excellent in this movie. He redeemed himself from Iron Man 3. I didn't really like him in Iron Man 3, but I like him here. And he was really great at comic relief. And I love how it seems like he had a lot of fun with this character
Yeah,
in this. Um, and Maurice, yeah, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I don't think it's gonna catch on, but Maurice is weird. Nobody wants anything without a face, man. It's weird, man. It's weird, man.
yeah,
It's
I
weird.
mean it's weird. But the problem I have with Ben Kingsley, it
Got a
creates
problem.
it just creates a plot hole in Iron Man 3 because Guy Pearce's character is supposed to be the Mandarin. He even
Mm,
says he is, and we get the impression that's true until this movie comes out. So it just creates a plot hole there, and that's the only problem I have with them bringing Ben Kingsley in. But
well,
I'm
well,
glad
they
Guy Pearce isn't the Mandarin though, because he wasn't a good Mandarin,
no.
not at all.
He's Asian. He said he was named after Chinese dish, which that's embarrassing. Um, but yeah, no, I think also if you watch uh, that one little short movies like The King something with Ben Kingsley in jail, and at the end of it, the Ten Rings break him out of jail to bring him to his compound. Um, so that came out like I don't know, 2000 and well, somewhere after Iron Man 3. So, but yeah, I thought he did good though.
Oh yeah, he did good. I mean, he was funny. You know, it's just
Um, I can't pronounce the name. Zelene, the sister. What was? Do you feel like she is going to become a villain in the future? Or at the end, it shows the end credit where she's sitting on the throne of the 10 rings. So she's taking over the ten rings. You feel like she's going to be like or she's just moving her like little side hustle to the compound now.
um, I think it go either way.
Mm,
Um, but if one of them does turn evil, it is going to be the sister, and I feel like Shang Chi's got more of his mom in him, and she's got more of the dad. You know,
mm,
so I could see her being a villain at some point, but I don't, they did look villainous in training at the end.
yeah.
It didn't look like you just wearing all the black. You know, it just looked like you're evil. So
And also, it looked like she opened it up, so she's training women to be in the
yeah,
10 rings, whereas it was all men at one point. Um, Michelle Yeoh, who I'm gonna say I'm a huge fan of Michelle Yeoh. I've always been a fan of hers since Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
hmm
Um, and she was brilliant in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I enjoyed her in that movie. She's in Crazy Rich Asians, which I've never seen, and she's in another Bond movie you're getting into, Tomorrow Never Dies. So, but yeah, I like her though, man. I thought that she was great. She does feel like an aunt type of character. Um, oh man, just I don't know. Just every time she's on the screen, and I'm not kidding you. Every time she's on the screen, like I wanted her on the screen more. Every time I seen her, I just wanted her on the screen more. It's just who she is as an actress. She just
yeah,
is very
she's got a great
drawing. She draws
presence.
you. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, what was your thoughts?
I thought I just hated that they waited, a really long time to introduce her and to have that family. Like I don't know, it just felt like it was rushing fast, and I guess it was because they did tell a whole lot before you get there. But I don't know, I just felt like they should have introduced her and her family like earlier on, like
Mm,
say the struggles of marrying, the Mandarin. The family should have been against it, and they said they were, and I felt that should have been shown early on, like,
hmm
but it wasn't, and they did it the way they did it, and that's the way it is. But for what she did do in this movie, she was great. I also like the other guy that's kind of training him with the bow and arrow.
hmm
I don't remember his name, but I liked
Uh,
him a lot too.
he is. Let's see. The actor's name was Woo Yun, and in this movie, he's on as Yoon Wah. Literally, they just took his name and reversed it. Well, he's known as Master Guangbo. Guangbo. I love how uh, their father said to him when he was talking to him, he says, "Watch your tongue, young man. Uh, I I've lived 10 generations longer than you, or something like that." And it just lets you know how old their father really is. He is pretty much like an immortal at one point. He gave it up for love, which dude. This dude Wan Yu, the guy that with the bow and arrow guy, he
Yeah,
was in Way of the Dragon, which is Bruce Lee. He did stunts for Way of the Dragon. Um, Iceman Cometh. Let's see, he was in what's the other? Another one I've seen, Kung Fu Hustle. He's the landlord. I do remember him as the landlord in Kung Fu Hustle. But yeah, uh, man, all in all, man, I really uh, enjoyed the movie. Now, one thing I would say that I think that they wasted Michelle a little bit. Like she has that ability, like with the wind and stuff, to do that. I
yeah,
think that it would have been great to just see her using some of that on the battlefield when she's fighting people, like taking them and just throwing them over, just using the wind, using the elements. Um, but I don't know, man.
I
But
do. I really did like the scene where she was training Shang Chi. That was. I mean, that was just beautiful in every aspect. Not just of the special effects, but I don't know. I just love their little universe they have there. It's so pretty. It's just so it's beautiful,
yeah,
man. I love it.
yeah.
Yeah,
The what's the name, man? Yeah, when you talk about the universe, those
yeah,
animals, man, was pretty unique. I really enjoyed seeing those, like the fox with like the 5 or 6 tails, man. That was
yeah,
really cool.
yeah. I mean, everything about it. I just wanted more time there.
You wanted to stay there more. Like they should make a movie kind of there,
Yeah,
like a show or something that is focused there. So yeah.
I love the culture, and it's one of the reasons why I was excited to see the movie. Probably same with you when Black Panther was coming.
Hmm.
That culture, it does feel a little bit like Wakanda, just for the Asian culture, and I love that, and I hope they do more films like that. And I also could see this how they set up Eternals, that world that Eternals lives in. I could see how they set it up here, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about Eternals again. I didn't hate
Is that
it.
next week?
What's that?
Is it Eternals next week?
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Hating it, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy, man. Like I was like before I was watching Shang Chi last night or whenever I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, let me watch this. But just getting into it, man. Like actually, it picked up for me the moment that we get to modern time with him getting out of bed and everything. And as soon as that, it just never let down for me. I loved it.
Yeah.
I always felt that the beginning was a little slower, but the beginning is necessary because it sets up the story of the father and his motivation of why he does what he does. So
Hmm.
it's necessary. I think the movie really wakes up when Sean wakes up into the modern day. So
Yeah. But I want to talk a little bit about the his sacrifice and at the
the
end.
dads,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Um, because he is just determined to whatever's behind there. We've said it's the mega soul sucker, but he's determined to free it. He's even willing to kill his own son. It seems like he's telling him to get out of his way and all that. He's doing everything he can, and he's like he's going to end up fighting his son, and they do fight, and ends up doesn't he end up thinking he killed him because he's drowning, or you think he's
Yeah,
drowning?
yeah. Well, the son says, um, if you even if she is back there, and you look freer. What makes you think that she won't have anything to do with you, who you are now? Because
Yeah,
you don't resemble the man that she fell in love with, or something like that. And so the father took the rings, hit him in the chest, and it pushed him up, and then took the rings and then forced him down into the water, and yeah, left him for dead.
yeah,
Um, I want to mention something before you finish that thought. The I also thought that the father was harboring uh, like ill will or ill feelings towards his son. Like he blames him for his wife's death because he said you stood at the window and you did nothing while your mother was being slaughtered, or something like that. Um, and I thought, man, that's some rough stuff to kind of pin on your kid.
yeah.
That you're the reason why this person is dead, and so and it's not true. He isn't the reason why his mom died.
The real reason is because of what the father did years back. I mean, it's his fault.
The
Yeah,
sins of the father, right?
yeah. It's the father's fault for the mistakes he made years ago.
Mhm.
It's good that he changed, but still, you still made those mistakes, and they're coming out for revenge. So, I mean, if you're gonna blame anyone, you gotta blame yourself.
I did notice that the so the father with the fight at the end when they're fighting, and
Yeah,
then the father realized like when Shang Chi instead of fighting the father the way the father fights, he started fighting the way his mom fights with the open hand and stuff. The which is Tai Chi. Uh, I think that the father realized while he's fighting him that his wife is still living, but living through them, living through who they are.
Yeah.
Uh, she like the daughter even says the father doesn't look at her because she reminds her so much of the mom. Like, 'cause I guess she looks like the mother, so he doesn't even want to look at his own daughter and just kind of push her to the side. So that's why she's able to do what she wants to do. But but yeah, and then the father has that flashback, and I was gonna ask your opinions of the dad. He had the flashback where he's seeing his son, he's seeing Sean through different variations of life, all the way to when he's a child. Uh, was that touching for you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was pretty touching. I mean, you know, it all goes back to the sacrifice. When he's wrapped up into the soul sucker, and he just lets the rings go. It was like, I don't know. I just felt like he just he felt. I don't know. I can't put it in words, but I just felt that he saw who his son. Maybe he saw his son for the very first time in that moment.
And also, I didn't realize this that he actually saves his son's life. So he
Does
sees what's about to happen. And he jumps and pushes his son out the way, and then gets him to safety. And then he's grabbed up by the soul sucker, and is sucked.
yeah, it's a soul sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go,
it just
sucking him.
dropped him. Well, I keep wanting to call it a demon because that's what it.
It is, I think it is a demon from a different dimension, essentially.
Yeah,
And they feed on souls, so it's kind of that kind of symbolism.
it also
Um,
reminds me of the character from Mortal Kombat that feeds off souls. Uh,
hmm.
I can't remember his name. That's sad because I grew up on that game, but it's like one of the main villains. He's been the main villain in. He was the main villain in the 1995 film. I want to say he was the main villain in the reboot, but I can't think of his name. But anyway, he sucked up souls as well, but yeah, he sucks up his father's soul and just drops him, and But I love the moment there, though, him sacrificing himself to save his son, and really seeing who his son is and seeing who his daughter is.
There's a scene that I enjoyed too, where Shang Chi and his sister is on top of the Great Protector, and the Great Protector is getting sucked, and and the sister is getting wrapped up by the the mega sucker as well. She's being grabbed by him.
Man, we said suck a lot today.
You getting grabbed by the sucker.
It's the word of the
And
day.
second, and so it's gonna get blocked on Facebook. Uh, but yeah. So anyway, the Great Protector is being sucked, and
Aaron
and
says
the
a lot, don't he, people? He says sucked a lot.
and
I wonder what's going on over there.
I'm trying to see what the great the mega sucker is. What he's really
He
called.
just keeps on saying it. Oh,
I'm low-key scared to Google this term mega sucker because I don't know what's going to pop up. Maybe I should put Shang Chi because that's gonna at least get me away from them hubs.
Aaron is
All
trying
right,
to look at porn while we're on a
no,
podcast.
I'm not. Do not spread that rumor. Uh, what is it called? The mega. They just call it Mega Soul Sucker. Or they call it the Dweller in Darkness. This is the real name.
Let's go with that. The Dweller in Darkness.
He gets out of darkness to suck. So anyway,
He is stuck on suck.
I'm sorry, it's funny. Anyway, but yeah, so Either way, so, but in that scene, Shang Chi has a choice of letting his sister go to help the protector, the great protector, or but he says, "I'm not going to leave you. I'm not letting you go this time."
Yeah.
And
We didn't
ultimately,
cover that in the
huh?
past. We didn't really cover that he left her when the father actually found out who killed the mother and wanted Shang-Chi to get revenge. Um, and he promised his sister he'd be back in 3 days, and he never came back. So that's why she's bitter towards him. You know,
Yeah, three
she
days turned into 6 years or 16 years or something like that.
6 years, and she finally gave up the idea of him returning. So, well, Jen, that's a strong, that's a deep storyline too. It's one of the very few times that you really do feel something for the sister because she doesn't really have a lot going on. You know,
Yeah, she's probably the most, and I hate to say this, she's probably the most bland of the characters in this movie. But she has personality though, which I like that. I figured that she'd be all villainous like, but she kind of had a perkiness. She's she's like, there's a tunnel. I broke through the tunnel. That's how I got out last time I escaped. You know, and just like just kind of like, yeah, whatever, it's whatever. But uh, but I felt like, yeah, maybe because she's gonna have her own spinoff, so it's gonna be on Disney Plus. I think it's the Ten Rings. So she's gonna have her own show about the Ten Rings. I don't
oh,
know if she's gonna. I don't know if Shang Chi's gonna be in it. Shang Chi.
well, I would think so. I
I
would
would
think it
hope.
would pop up
I
at
would hope.
least.
Yeah.
I mean, she does deserve her own show, movie, whatever. But it'd be good for her to branch out and show her what she's all about, character wise. So,
So apparently, that one guy on the bus was in the Spider-Man movie because he said, "Spider-Man, do a backflip," and Spider-Man does a backflip. And he's the same guy on the bus that said,
Gordon,
"Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I took a little karate or something like." He said, "I took a little taekwondo, so I'm gonna analyze this fight." Uh, which I thought he was funny. He was funny for like quick little comic relief. Um,
I liked it when he said, "You got this, you got him," and then Drago with no arm comes up and you got the sword coming out of his arm and he's like, "My bad."
yeah, he says, I can't drive the bus. They get mad at me every time I do. Like what? Like when did that happen, man? Uh, but yeah, I thought he was really good. Um, anything else you wanted to discuss on this movie?
um, I can't really think of anything else really. I think we pretty much hit all the bigger things.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could discuss the end credit scene with Captain Marvel and
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bruce, and how
Yeah.
Captain Marvel just leaves, said they need me. So I'm assuming that's going to be for her Marvels movie, Miss Marvel, whatever it's called, the
Uh,
Marvels.
she looked totally different. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing. But yeah. Uh, I don't want to turn to a Brandon and spoil it.
He's
uh,
hilarious. You hilarious.
but yeah. Also, I did get a screener. I hadn't watched it yet. I got a screener for She-Hulk. Um, is it already on Disney Plus? If so, I'll just watch it there.
Comes out next Thursday.
Okay, I got a screener. I may watch it sometime. But anyway, uh, yeah. So about um, the end credit scene. So there's two. There's one with her getting the 10 rings, but then the one that's the best one is with Wong, Bruce Banner, and Carol Danvers, and Sean and Katie.
Yeah.
And they are just standing around trying to analyze there's something in the rings, which I don't know what that could be. Um, but yeah, Captain Marvel. I marked out seeing her again. Honestly, I think I've grown fond of her post Endgame. I guess because of Endgame, I've grown fond of her because I think I liked her in Endgame.
Well, yeah,
Um,
she didn't have to talk much.
Yeah,
She just got
but
to fight, really. I mean, so
but
she's fighting, she's good. It's just in between time. I don't know. I just don't like Brie Larson. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen one film she's done that I've liked. Her performance. I mean,
yeah,
she was in Just Mercy. I didn't really care for her in that. She was in Kong. Didn't care for her in that. Didn't care for her in Captain Marvel. I just.
not a fan. Oh, we didn't mention Anne Heche.
Oh yeah.
You know, and what made me think about it, sadly, is because I'm not a fan of Anne Heche. But yeah, it just made me think about it.
If you're not a fan of Anne Heche, and I was a
so
fan of
yeah,
hers. Like
I
I don't
wasn't.
really get into the personal lives of these artists because there's no telling what you're gonna find out about them. And I don't really know much about Anne's personal. I know she was a lot of trauma in her life. That's all I know.
Mm.
I know why she was in a coma. She ran into a house with her vehicle, and
Twice.
it seems like after her and Ellen broke up, just things just went out of control. And she didn't get the help she needed. Sadly, but I always liked her. I liked her, and I still know what you did last. Not still. I know what you did last summer. The 6 Days, 7 Nights. But my favorite role of hers was with Tommy Lee Jones in Volcano. I loved her in that. But I hadn't seen her in probably since the Harrison Ford movie, 6 Days and 7 Nights. I didn't even know she was even still working. So
Yeah, I hadn't seen her in nothing in a while. But yeah, she passed away. But my point was, I'm not a fan of hers. But I'm so sorry that she passed, though. Um, I am. I hate to hear that. It's a terrible way to die. Um, but yeah, but speaking of not being a fan of somebody, you was talking about Carol Danvers, Brie Lawson or whatever her name is.
yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, Anne Heche. 'Cause I was gonna tell you that when she passed away, that I wasn't a fan of hers. Anyway, but yeah, no. And then Bruce Banner, his arm is still in a sling, but it's like he's not the Hulk. He's not the smart Hulk no more. He's just so he's him. Like, what are they doing with this guy? What are they doing with this guy?
I mean, at this point, I just kind of wish they kill him off. And bring
He's just
Edward Norton back from the multiverse and let him be Bruce again. Because,
he's just comic relief, isn't he?
yeah, I mean, I am not looking forward to She-Hulk at all.
Yeah, I can't say that I am either. I'll be surprised if it's good. Um, but yeah, we can go ahead and give our marks, I guess. Um, uh, I think initially I gave it a 5 markouts. I think I'm giving it four and a
4,
half. Four and a half.
4.5.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think I'm gonna go there with you. I originally gave it 5 as well, and I felt it was a little too fast paced in the first act, so that
Mm.
loses some points for me. And I greatly enjoyed it. I still think it's a very entertaining movie and one of the best of Phase 4. I would say second best behind Spider-Man. As far as movies go, uh, kills Eternals, it kills Black Widow. I like it better than the Thor: Love and Thunder. So Shang Chi's where it is, and I look forward to him in the future.
All right. Now let me tell you what's going on right now at Regal. This is not an advertisement. We don't. Regal is not sponsored. But I just want people to know what's out there if they want to go to the movies. The Fall is a new movie. I will not be watching because
I will be watching.
I don't have a desire to see somebody stranded on top of a pole, man. It's like I don't like heights, so it'd just be traumatizing for me the whole time. So Top Gun Maverick's still hanging in there. It's still being shown for Top Gun Maverick. Bodies, 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 which is another movie I don't have no interest in what. I think A24 is hit or miss. I think this don't look good. Plus, it has Pete Davidson, and I'm not a big Pete Davidson.
Well, they
fan.
actually both have great review. Well, Bodies,
Re-
has like a 92% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Fall has 71%. So they both got good reviews.
Is
I
this
want
a
to see
slap,
Fall
you
more
think?
than I do Bodies, 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 though.
Um, Bullet Train. Did you watch it yet?
Nope, not yet. But
Okay.
I'm planning to next week.
Then Easter Sunday is out. DC Legends of Super Pets. Nope. Where the Crawdads Sing. Thor: Love and Thunder still. Minions: Rise of Gru. Dirty Dancing's coming out. Caroline. The riff track of a Swamp Thing. It's like on Thursday, August 18th. Then we're getting into like the future. So let's back it. Let's down. So yeah, well I'll say that's what you got. Minions is the last one you got currently. Guess what? It's finally left the building. Elvis.
Has
He
it?
has finally left the building. As far as I can tell, I mean, look, maybe there's a Saturday showing somewhere. Maybe like they just sprinkle another showing. Oh yeah, one more on Saturday. There's a 140. Elvis,
He's
you
still
gonna try to go for 10? You're at 7 now. You gonna try to go for it?
I don't
You're,
think I'll make 10. I may make 8, but I don't think I'll make 10. I mean,
that'll be a world record. I don't think that you would ever surpass that.
nah.
It looks like it airs again on Sunday. They having one showing on Sunday, but I would say by next week, Elvis is. I'm surprised, Brandon. Top Gun is hanging in there. Maverick. It's a good movie. I'm surprised though.
Well, it's
It's still
made
happening.
like 1.3 or 1.4 billion.
Is
So,
the winner for the summer? Would you say it's the summer blockbuster? It's the winner.
I mean, you gotta say it is just because how much money it's made. But for me personally, it's Elvis. But Top Gun has made the most money. So you gotta say that's the blockbuster of the summer.
Top Gun. Top Gun feels like a blockbuster. I think Jordan Peele's uh, Nope was trying to kind of have that feel of a blockbuster, although uh, because it felt like Jaws. I loved it though. I loved that it felt like Jaws. And we didn't talk about what did you think about it being a creature versus like how did you respond to that when that happened?
Oh, I didn't like it.
Really?
I would have preferred a straight up science fiction film with aliens instead of the creature. See, when he did that, I heard that he's getting compared to M. Night Shyamalan with a twist in his films. And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good to me. And when I seen it, I'm not saying it's a bad thing what he did. I would have preferred aliens, straight up aliens. But it is what it is. It didn't make me hate the movie or anything. I would have preferred aliens over the creature that looks like a spaceship.
Okay. So, Brandon, this weekend before we close, you said you're going to see Fall. Next week maybe seeing bodies, or Bull Train next week. You said right?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna see Bullet Train either Monday or Tuesday.
When's your schedule for bodies, and um,
Probably next Thursday.
okay.
Probably.
And this week
Yeah,
is the fall. It's fall.
yeah. I actually really want to see that movie. I'm
It's-
terrified of heights as well, but
I can't do it. I can't do it, bro.
it's. I mean, it's. I feel like it's gonna be like The Shallows.
Yeah,
Being
it's
kind of
vibe
stuck.
I'm getting.
Yeah, and I don't know. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh God, Nope." I said this movie should have been called Nope instead of Nope being called Nope, because Nope, I'm out.
No should have been called Don't Look Up. But yeah. Uh, but yeah. All right, man. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Next week we will be discussing, unfortunately, Eternals. Uh, I'm already right now going out
Way
like
to
that,
hype it up, Aaron. Way to hype it up.
but it might pleasantly surprise me. I might look at it now and be like, "Oh, this is great."
I
Mm.
don't think it's great, but serviceable, maybe.
Serviceable. There you go. Well,
We
in the
get to see
meantime, in
Marvel
between,
Superman again. I can't wait. That's the best
Brandon,
part about it.
what do you want the people to do there, Brandon?
I want you to have a good day. I want you to smile, treat people nice, and all that great stuff that us humans forget to do. Especially online, you're so mean to each other. But just be
You
happy.
say like and subscribe and share.
Yeah, you can like, you can subscribe, and you can share, and be nice to each other. How about that?
do all of them. All right, and this is Aaron Whitlow.
Oh yeah, I'm Brandon Spivey.
Oh my goodness. All right, Elvis just messed this man up. Now Brandon has left the building in the mind. All right, we thank you for tuning in, and hey, be nice to each other, as Brandon said. Peace.
Exactly.